here was this world-class guy touching lives here in this area. That was one of the guys I got to deal with as a freshman football player. I had Ted Johnson and Pete Hayward as sophomore football players. Pete Hayward was only here for 1 year. Then went over to San Rafael, San Anselmo area. He led many teams, basketball teams, to the in the NorCals in basketball. Had a great basketball coaching career. There's a gym named after him, and he and I had a very good relationship. We corresponded for years after he left. This is a guy, taking care of a 10th grader, and was a wonderful man. My junior year, Tom Kruger came to Marysville High School, and he was our head coach. He'd been a Cal guy. He was a master planner. He was a great organizer. He presided over a staff of wild people, and he was a lot of fun, and he did a great job of teaching us more than just football. And his wife, Marnie, is here tonight, and I was so happy to see her. Marino Rossellini was on that staff, a father figure for me. I babysat his kids, and he was a jolly, happy-go-lucky with a great sense of humor and keep you loose, but also a great football man. And then Carl Overstreet was my O&D line coach. Carl had a very brief coaching career at Marysville High School, but he was like a meteor going across the sky. He was intense, he was charismatic, he was motivational, and he shaped the way I looked at things and how I approached competition. This guy was a tough guy. And he shaped the way I looked at things for many years thereafter. A couple more people I really need to recognize here. James Garb was a wrestling coach at Marysville High School my freshman year. He had no athletic experience that I know of to speak of. But if he hadn't stepped up, Marysville High School wouldn't have had a wrestling program. Okay? And if we didn't have a wrestling program, I'm not here tonight. Okay, so he stepped up because somebody needed to and really made something happen for young kids at the high school level. Dixon Porter was our coach in my sophomore and junior year. Carl Overstreet came in and helped out when I was a junior. And then I had also in that program was Ben Brown. I've been touched by some really, really fine men that really helped me along, coming from kind of a disadvantaged background to get beyond that. Ron Kreutzberg was my swim coach at Marysville High School. He was the basketball coach. People did a lot of different things back in the day, and he helped out in many ways. Carl Overstreet helped me obtain a WSI, water safety instructor. Okay, he was an IT and instructor trainer. What that did was allowed me to get a job as a lifeguard where I got some pretty decent money. It allowed me to become a swim instructor, which I did for many years after that. It allowed me to do many things that I never would have been able to do. Carl Overstreet was a big factor in my life. So those were people that I had in high school, and then I was fortunate enough to come out here to Yuba College. Okay? I had Cal Gower. I had Marsh Kruger. I had Gary Ingleton. Those were my football coaches. I had Lou Mandini. All of those people opened their homes to me. I was a guest in their homes. You know what it means to a kid coming from where I came from to be in their house and to see them get their mentoring, their role modeling, and all the things that they did. Cal Gower was such a gentleman, and he spoke. He was mannerly and professional, and we would always call us. He said, "Gentlemen, this is what we're going to do. Gentlemen, this is where we're going to go." And he had a little catchphrase. We're going to do this on the thing. Gentlemen, we're going to run down to the other end of the field on the thing. We're going to go over here and hit the sled on the thing. And he was a great mentor. I was the president of the Letterman's Association, and we had all these fundraising projects. My wife and I worked in the snack bars, and then we had these other fundraising projects. Some of them didn't go so well, but you know what? We gained something out of every contact that we had with Cal. And Marsh Kruger had me into his home as well. He was awesome. Lou Mangine was a rollicking, great guy. You know, he had, I learned a lot about coaching wrestling from him and how to run a wrestling program and things that we should be doing. And it was fun to travel with him. And it was interesting to sit on the edge of the mat with him. Why are you doing that? And he was a hoot. But you know, he was such a great guy. He had a heart of gold. And not only that, he helped kickstart my wrestling coaching career because he provided letters of recommendation. I owe him and all these other men a great debt for what I have today. I owe him everything. At Humboldt State, I had another Yuba College Hall of Fame. My coaching staff that I had from high school through Humboldt State is a Hall of Fame who's who here at Yuba College. I had Bud Van Daren as our head coach, a man of high character. He was a well-disciplined man, and he sent many, many people into the coaching profession throughout his long tenure at Humboldt State. Fred Seiler, an Orville product, who played football at Oregon. Scott Nelson, who was a Humboldt Stater, was the O-line coach. And then I had, as my D-line coach, I had this guy named Rex Chappell. Okay? Rex Chappell was my D-line coach at Humboldt, and then I was fortunate enough to be able to coach with Rex at Sierra College. And in the 5 years that I got to coach with Rex, we also had, my oldest son came through during that time. Now, here's Rex's, part of Rex's, a small part of Rex's legacy. His son-in-law is a coach up at Amador County High School, and his grandson is a coach at Roseville High School. You know, my son that played for him is now a coach at Bowling Green University. And, you know, he has sent so many people on to do so many good things. Now, I'm playing the D-line at Humboldt. So we're going at it, and I'm in the middle of this scrim. I hit this guy in front of me, and I lose my balance, and I go down, I put my arm down. The center, the fullback, and the quarterback all land on my upper arm, and it hyperextends. And I mean, it puffs up like a balloon. So trainers come out, they tape it all out. I'm standing there on the sideline. Rex comes over and says, "You're all we got. Get back in there." So away we went. You know, that was just what you did. Okay, so all of those guys that I had up there contributed to me being here today. I'd just like to say, you know, one or two other things here about being here. I know I'm running long, but this is important to me, and Yuba College is important to me. It gave me so much. And just like plenty of others, I grew up without much. My mom instilled in me the importance of having an education. Well, having a premium on an education and getting one and paying for it are two different things. Yuba College offered a great opportunity to get college education locally. Okay? You didn't pay tuition. All you paid for was books. So it was like, there's gold coins out here on the street. Go out here and start picking them up and use them in your life. That's what that education has been. It's been like gold. Okay? So athletics provided the bridge to getting that education. Okay? It was a support system. It was like being in a family. And Yuba College was very much like a family. Cal Gower had such a twinkle in his eye, you know, when he dealt with us in all these off-field kinds of programs. Okay? And I would just say that Yuba was like a bridge to the world. Sometimes the world kind of intruded here in unhappy ways. Our freshman year was 67-68. Who can forget the spring of '68, Martin Luther King was assassinated. Okay, and I can remember walking across the campus and seeing the shocked look on people's faces as they stood in small knots talking on campus. Bobby Kennedy spoke in Yuba City in June, in the California primary. My friends and I were standing less than 50 yards away from him. Okay? Shortly after that, he's assassinated. So that world came in here to us, sometimes in not good ways. But there were so many other great things that happened. Okay, and a couple of examples. Marsh Kruger doubled up as a tennis coach at Yuba College. He promoted his program. He promoted Yuba College athletics. Okay, he wanted to have a tennis demonstration here at Yuba College. Okay, so what did he do? He brought in Billie Jean King and Rosemary Casales. These were world figures in tennis. He came in and put a tennis demonstration. They played each other in singles in our gym. And then they played doubles against Marsh, and I don't know who was his partner. That was really kind of exciting. Okay? We had Winston Churchill's nephew speaking in our auditorium at the height of the Vietnam War. Came in and gave a historical perspective of the 20th century. He had that gravelly voice and that English accent, and he looked just like his uncle. It was stimulating. It was really amazing. So Yuba provided a transitional link from the neighborhood to the four-year college. And it was a chance to get the academic work locally. It was a chance to participate in athletics intercollegiately. And all I've ever tried to do in the 42 years that I coached football, in the 35 years that I was a head wrestling coach, is pay forward the gifts that I got from the coaches that I worked with as I was a kid. And this honor that I'm getting tonight and all the rest of us are getting is nothing more than a testimony to what those guys did for us. Thank you.
I got to thank you for taking me down memory lane. I worked with all those Yuba people you just mentioned. I went to college with Rex Chapel, so I thank you for that.
My condolences.
Yeah, I survived. I'd like to remind you, Eric alluded to it, but after the program tonight, you might want to check those tables at the back of the room. Memorabilia from over the years at Yuba College, and a lot that were provided by the inductees tonight. So you might want to take a look at that. I know this is a serious event, but I'm not a real serious person generally. But I have to make a comment about our new Yuba College president. He's been on the job 2 weeks, folks. I introduced him at our game a week ago Wednesday. And I have to give Dr. Java Harryford just a lot of credit. He's come to 3 Yuba College games. He's there before the game starts, and he's there through both games. Generally, just those of us who are working there stay that long. And I thank you for your great start and support of the Yuba College athletic program. And when I'm thanking supporters, I know I'm probably out of line a little bit, but George Niccolo has been introduced as a member of this Hall of Fame. George was on the board of trustees at Yuba for years, many, many years. And boy, you talk about somebody who supported athletics at Yuba College. George, good to see you. Thank you for your support. Okay, let's move on. Our 4th member of the Hall of Fame, Mike Monahan. Mike came to Yuba from Marysville High School and participated in both football and track and field while at Yuba. He played both ways on the football team and was the league spring champ in the 100-yard dash. He also, like many of the alumni of Yuba, transferred to Humboldt State, where he played primarily on the defensive back. Following graduation, he started a teaching and coaching career that eventually led to a sporting goods and home remodeling careers. He lives in Marysville and is the father of 2 adult children. He is also a member of the Northern California Sports Association Hall of Fame. I know he's real nervous, so I'm going to really drag this out. I served on the Hall of Fame committee with Mike, so I can, work him a little bit here. In his biography, Mike stated he would always be grateful to Yuba College for the experiences he had here and for the lifelong friendships he developed here. But he also stated he never felt he was deserving of the Hall of Fame recognition. Mike, yes you are. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Monahan.
Remain seated. Like Mike Lynch, I also was emotionally scarred by my relationship with Rex Chapel. I'd like to congratulate all the other inductees tonight. Two guys I've known for a long time. Junior Harrison, who goes by this fancy name James now, and Mike Lynch. Mike Lynch I met as a snotty-nosed first grader. His older brother George, who we lost a year ago, and I were a little bit ahead of him. George, we're here tonight. He'd be all over this, Mike. He'd be as proud of you as I am. I watched you from the time you went through grade school, through high school, through Humboldt. I know we have a new president. I want you to know that by now, statutes and limitations are over with for junior. When I was in high school, Yuba College was directly across the street. So Bud Van Buren had a long recruiting trip to Hamilton across the street. Talking to the PE class. He said, "Would you like to play football at Yuba?" I said, "Yes," and that was the end of it. I was a skinny, 160-pound kid. My senior year of high school, I only played parts of 3 games because of injury. So I really didn't have much of a senior year. I go to Yuba. That wasn't a good first year either. But I persevered and went on. A couple things I'd like to say. When I played, there was a fullback who lined up directly behind the quarterback, a right halfback, and a left halfback. The fullback was a guy named Del Thornsberry. The right halfback was a guy named Melvin Oliver. And I was the left halfback. Both are deceased, but both are now in this Hall of Fame also. Now we complete the backfield. When we left to go to Humboldt, the 3 of us left in my old beat-up 55 Chevy. Rex and Yvonne were already up there. 2 other guys from here, Carl Overstreet, who was mentioned, and a tremendous friend named Howard Caden. In all, about 8 guys originally transferred from Yuba and went up to Humboldt. Of that 8, everyone earned a degree. Most were all Far Western Conference. A lot of them went into coaching. At least 5 now are in this Hall of Fame. Not to mention the coaches. When I got to Yuba College, it was the first time I really felt I was coached. Bud Van Buren, Lou Mangini, George Souza, and a guy named Jim Hannafin, who now holds 2 Super Bowl rings as coach. Jim was an unpaid assistant here. They couldn't give him $200 a year. His wife almost left him. Mike mentioned Lou Mangini. I have a fond memory of it, and these guys became lifelong friends. We practiced against Sierra College one time. What they did, and we were going to play them that week. Lou worked with me all week as a defensive back. They're going to run this hook, and you guys are going to turn around, catch the ball for him. They're going to hurry up, and then they're going to do a hook and go for a touchdown. So be aware of it. Work with me all week. Well, played at Graysville High School stadium in those days in the press box. Lou was on top of the press box. Exactly what happened. Lure me up, I think I'm going to come up and stick this guy. He goes by me, they score a touchdown. And I can still remember Lou Mangini screaming at the top of his lungs, "Monahan, I'll see to it that you never, ever play another down." coaches, new teammates. They became lifelong friends. Two of them are here tonight, Tony Kale, Rex Chappell, Yvonne Chappell. Yvonne has always been real fond of the fact of mine and Rex's friendship, but I've watched their families grow up. They've watched mine grow up. So many things happened to me because of Yuba College and Yuba College athletics. These things never would have happened. I wouldn't have had those teammates. I wouldn't have gotten my degree from Humboldt. I wouldn't have met the lady that I married eventually. Her name was Kathy. We have my son and my daughter here tonight. I would not have those kids. So many things that happened here as the foundation of what happened to me for the rest of my life was at Yuba College. And without Yuba College, there is not one facet of my life that would be the same. And I'm as indebted to you as I am honored. Thank you.
I'm going to kind of jump into Eric's role when he was up here earlier introducing staff and members of the Hall of Fame. I saw one sneak in back there. Leah, would you please stand up? Leah Post. Leah, Hall of Fame member, longtime volleyball coach at Yuba, still on the staff at Yuba, and made a trip back from Fresno to be here. Good to see you, Leah.
Thank you. Good to be
I
here.
think I know why you're here. One of the main reasons. Oh, I don't know. I know why you're here. For this next inductee, our fifth inductee of the class of 2014 is Ann Reynolds. Ann was a student at Yuba College and played field hockey while she was here. She transferred on to Chico after she graduated from Yuba and earned her degree in physical education from Chico. Ann is receiving special recognition as a Yuba College graduate who has become one of the most successful high school volleyball coaches in the history of the North State. She coached her Sutter high school teams to 92 consecutive league wins, has amassed an incredible record of 553 wins and only 148 losses. She came to Yuba College from Sutter High School and still resides in Sutter with her husband of 33 years, Bill. They have 2 sons, and she is a very proud grandmother. I was talking to Ann a little earlier about what I'm going to say next, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to approach it. This is called an ad lib. Many of you probably know that the basketball court and volleyball court at Sutter High School are named Reynolds Court. Well, they're named after Ann for her accomplishments. And I told her that, generally you don't get something named for you unless you've been retired or fired or you know what else. So Ann, you are to be complimented and commended. But to me, what it really shows is how proud the community of Sutter is of you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ann Reynolds.
Good evening. First, I'd like to say thank you very much to the Yuba College Hall of Fame Selection Committee for honoring me. I am so humbled by you thinking that I deserve or that you think I should belong to this distinguished group of people. I am so blessed and so humbled. Thank you very much. I want to say thank you to Dave Dunlop for nominating me. He comes to my games, and we've met through Kiwanis, and he has my girls come out once a year. And thank you, Dave. I appreciate that very much. Sorry, I'm just short. My time at Yuba College was a year, and what I do remember of it, it was a blast. I played field hockey for Etchie Hagley, and she was this short little Japanese lady, just so full of energy and vibrant, and the gals that I played with, we just had a ton of fun. And I also remember traveling. That was the other part of being on a college team that I really didn't do a whole lot of in high school. We kind of went to San Francisco, kind of different places. That was really exciting. And I don't have really cool stories like you guys got. That was really awesome. Anyway. My success is not mine alone. I have had a lot of help throughout the years, and I hope I can keep it together. Because I have people in my life that are very special to me that have really supported me and helped me along the way. I did not do all this by myself, that is for sure. First, I'd like to start off with my parents, Willie and Tony LeBaron, who are here. They did a fabulous job encouraging me to go to college, and at a time when women weren't necessarily encouraged to do so. And I just really appreciate everything they did for me. And Mom babysat the boys when I was working, and so thank you very much. My sister, who partner in crime, and we played sports in high school together. And in our younger days, we danced and did water ballet. Theo remembers that. And she just has a special place in my heart. She also was there for me with the kids. My two boys. She was just always there for me, and she still is. She's one of those people who, any special moment, she sends me a little card, a little thank you, a little good job, and just always brightens up my day. So I just want to let you know I appreciate those. I probably have all of them saved, and I just want to say thank you very much, and I love you, along with my brother-in-law Al, and my three nieces, who 3 out of the 4 of them did play for me. So, and then my in-laws, Bill and Lyndon Reynolds, who are some of my biggest fans. They come to all my games. They've given me trophies when they thought I deserved one. And they've always been so supportive. They watch the kids too, so I kind of pawn them off everybody. Anyway. And then speaking of my children, the thing that for me is coaching, truthfully, is not my life. My life was being a mom. I loved being a mom, and now being a grandmother is just a blessing. It's just fabulous. But I love being a mom, and I had 2 boys. I didn't have any girls. So being a volleyball coach of girls, you learn a lot. So I had girls, but they weren't my own. I was able, it's kind of like being a grandma. You get to give them back. Go home. But I've just truly enjoyed it. And my kids have been there for me. They're actually kind of the reason that I'm still coaching. I think it was my youngest, Greg, who's not able to attend tonight, I said something about retiring, and I don't know, 10 years ago or so. And he goes, "What else are you going to do, Mom?" Because they're gone and out of the house. "What else are you going to do?" I'm like, "And you kind of got a point. I don't know." Yes, coach. So thank you, Paul and Greg, for being patient. And there were days where I'm screaming to the house, "Hurry up, you gotta go!" So they had to go through a lot of headaches, and so I appreciate for your patience and love and support through all the years. My friends, who I have known since grammar school, kindergarten, one of them, and all their daughters played for me, and we're still friends. That's good.